It is Car Con Carne, the world's only food podcast recorded in a car. As we begin the podcast, I'm also doing a Facebook Live on my brand new Samsung Galaxy S9 phone, which runs on the super fast, super incredibly powerful Boost Mobile network. I got it on boostmobile.com. Look at this, Dave from Hidden Hospitals. Look how good that image is on the camera. That's stunning, isn't it?
Boosted.
And look, you have very nice teeth in this video we're doing right now.
I think that's the mobile device.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Everybody get one. You get
Clearly that's what it is. Are you ready to do this?
Yes.
It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
So here we are. You picked the place we're at tonight. This is a vegan taqueria. I had no idea this place existed. What's the name?
Quesadilla.
No, well, it's Quesadilla.
La Reina del Sur.
Quesadilla Reina del Sur.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you are obviously, or I'm assuming, vegan or vegetarian?
Correct.
That's got to be hard to do when you're bouncing around the country.
You pick your favorites, and then your favorites become your necessities. So we stick to a few of them. The Subways you can get vegan at, and that's about it. It's a lot of Subway. It's a lot of Subway vegetable sandwiches.
So Hidden Hospitals is an amazing Chicago band, and we're doing this on Facebook Live. As we're doing this, Rachel Raymond gave you heart eyes. See?
Hi, Rach.
Pat Gleason says hey as we're recording this.
Hello,
and
Pat.
So this is completely vegetarian. And you're going to make me a better person just by coming here tonight. You're going to make me a better diner by insisting we eat soy-based food. So I followed your lead. What did we get?
We got some chorizo tacos and chicharrón tacos.
But it's all soy. I mean, it's not
Yep.
actual pork chicharrón. It's not actually like sausage.
Correct.
So we're going to give these a shot. We're going to hold these up on camera, too. We're going to talk about your band. As I'm getting these out, as we're on this Facebook Live, when's your next show? It's very soon, right?
Our next show is in Chicago on the 18th of May at a wonderful place called the Burlington Bar.
It's lovely. This is so hot. I just burnt my fingerprints off, which is good. I can commit a crime now.
This is good on your wallet, too. It's good for your wallet.
Yeah, what, $2.75 a taco?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dave, this is so hot. I'm uncomfortable.
It's value.
All right, so I'm assuming that since we both got the same thing, we both got chicharrón and chorizo, we just need to trade off here. And we're twinning tonight. We both got the same exact tacos, and we both got the horchata, which we've already sampled and is quite delicious. This is so hot. I'm assuming this is
chicharrón.
Yeah. Okay. So here, I'm going to give you.
And that's chorizo. I got one.
Well, we both have the same thing. So let's. I thought you wanted one of each.
This is chicharrón. That's chorizo.
I know, but I thought you wanted one of each.
I do, but I can only eat one at a time.
Okay, fair enough. So we're going to try this. Actually, we're not going to try this. This is so hot.
Oh, I see. There's two in here.
Right.
I get it. Got it.
See, now you're catching up to me.
Now I got it.
All right, so I'm going to hand this off to you. Ready?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Hand off. I can't express how truly scalding these are. Do you have napkins? I warned you. Do you have napkins?
We got a bunch of them.
Okay. So as we're about to eat this, and we should really wait a second or two, let's give some Hidden Hospitals history. You've been around for a little while. And actually, before I even have you answer that question, Hidden Hospitals, one of the very first bands I played on my very first local music show on WKQX, on 101 WKQX. You were part of the inaugural edition of Demo 312. And here we are 2 years later.
That's an honor, especially considering how tonight came to be.
Well, I feel guilty. You were kind of like it was kind of a last minute thing we did here.
I love it.
I had a guest canceled due to stomach flu, which, by the way, I'm not sure she actually had the stomach flu, but that is the universal way to get out of anything. Mm-hmm. If you say you have the stomach flu, no one's going to argue with you because that's the worst thing ever.
Does that work for speeding tickets?
Oh, yeah. I had to get home.
Stomach flu.
Yeah, it was either get home or make a mess in the car.
Do you know how fast you're going? Yes, stomach flu. Oh.
So I had a guest cancel last night, and as my guest cancel every Sunday night, here's the deal. I do my show, Demo 312, on 101 WKQX, as I do the show, I also work on the show. I plan for weeks ahead. I'm listening to music. I'm making plans. And I was listening to your new music. And as I got the cancellation, I was listening to your new music. I thought, oh my God, how have I not had Hidden Hospitals on my show before? And so it was a totally last minute thing. And here we are.
Here we are.
So I don't want you to think like you were a second choice. But it was a last minute thing. And I'm so glad you did it. Justin Neese from Black Bear Rodeo says diarrhea is better.
Better than what?
I don't know. And Justin Neese, for the record, we're Facebook friends. He was talking about ways to powder his balls on Facebook yesterday. So I don't know if I even want to pay attention to what he's saying right now. Stan Payne, he's a wrestler. He's watching right now. I love this.
Hi, Stan.
This is good. We're expanding your audience.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right, so Hidden Hospitals history. Go.
Hidden Hospitals was born in Chicago in late 2010, and we said hello to the world in 2011. And
So you've been around for a bit.
we have, yep, for 4 recordings worth, and the 4th one is what we're releasing in 2 weeks. We've been around the country many times to play the music that we wrote and recorded.
So the new album comes out, or 10-song album comes out very soon. I'm not wrong for thinking that there's less guitar on this one.
There's actually, no, you're not wrong to think that, but the interesting thing is that there's a ton of guitar work on it. It's just that it's transformed and masked, and it's hidden. It's hidden in a lot of ways. But most of the sounds that aren't drums and bass are guitar and vocals, of course.
Lots of songs about relationships.
Totally. Yep.
Totally. And you seem like a pretty well-adjusted dude.
In some senses, yeah, I think so.
Well, let's talk about the title track. There's some violent imagery in there.
There is, yeah. That's interesting. The album itself is a snapshot in time, and it was written in a way that I hadn't written a record before. It's always been like parsed out, and you finish stuff as you go along, and you put a placeholder in things, you go back and finish it later on. This record, Liars, was written, all the music was written at once. We parsed down from 75 songs to 13 songs to go and record. And when the music was chosen, when the arrangements were finished, Rachel and I moved to Los Angeles, and I wrote all the lyrics all at once.
But this wasn't a formal move, right? This was just like a working move?
Correct. It was 3 months. We wanted to spend, a friend of ours, his name's Whit, and Sydney, they have a building in Los Angeles that they're turning into a studio, and the building process takes a long time. So they had the space, we rented the space from them, stayed with our friends, got to escape a Chicago winter, and I worked on music the whole time that I was there, particularly lyrics. So 3 months, the entire record is one statement, as opposed to being different chapters throughout the course of time.
Because you've done EPs and you've done kind of piecemeal songs. This is a more crystallized vision, start to finish.
I think so, yes.
Let's talk about some of the other songs. Better Off, which is a song I've played on the radio. I know that I'm brokenhearted. I know that I'm aching on the mend. I know that I'm easily abused, and that we're better off friends.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to come to terms with that.
Yeah, it's true. I think that everybody lives that, whether they're aware of it or not, but like, there's a point, I think maybe you get reflective as an adult and realize that a lot of what you'd recall as the most important and maybe like hottest relationships, like the ones that burn the brightest, often are the ones that did the most damage. And it's tough to see that when you're celebrating one facet of it while all of the other corners of it are burning around you, you know.
In your 7 years as a band in Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
what's the high point been so far?
To be honest, I think the high point is a moving target. There hasn't been a spot that we've hit that's like a plateau or a goal. In fact, a lot of the goals that we've set for ourselves have been perpetually eluding us, like being able to sustain supporting tours or those kind of things. We've always been out on tour by ourselves. We've always been producing paying for everything ourselves, and short of one crowd-funded campaign that we did. I think that the high point that I look back at has been the fact that we've been able to continue doing this and to be able to stay engaged in it. And it's always been about the music. I mean, it sounds cliche, but that's been like the reason that we keep going. We're not cool, we're not hip, we're not like we're
I think
not
you're
in
very
it.
cool.
But we're not in that pocket of like there's no one chasing after us, no one knocking on our doors trying to like, you know, there's no smoke and mirrors.
Those days are over.
What? Yeah, in a lot of ways, sure. But that too we celebrate. So I mean, that's it. I think that in essence is the high point for us, is that we always push and change it, and it becomes so much work that now looks like 6 months to a year has passed and we got another record made.
God, I love your band. And as I'm thinking about that, I'm going to move on to the chicharrón. Is this spicy too? Is this going to kill me?
Less so than the
Okay.
chorizo.
Now, chicharrón in non-vegan terms is pork skin. This is not pork skin. This is just bean. By the way, they didn't have a circulating fan inside that restaurant. It's a little warm in there.
That's why the tacos are $2.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So the new album, it's on vinyl, right?
Yep, it is. Spartan Records, a really cool label out in Seattle, who we've swam in similar streams with over the past few years, is releasing Liars on vinyl. 3 different variants, which are really, really cool. And so that's been an awesome partnership. And also at the same time, in parallel to Spartan releasing Liars, he repressed our first record, Surface Tension, and did it with Wax Mage Records in Ohio. So every single one was like, every single piece of wax was unique, which was amazing.
Was that important to you to get that out on record?
It was, I mean, we just kind of came out into we said hello world with these postcards that we had our insignia die cut into, and we kind of vowed to never make CDs and try to perpetuate selling physical goods in a world that didn't really require them. People might want them, right? But there isn't like I'd come from that background of having to sell records.
I'm actually wiping my nose as we're on camera.
From the spice.
From the spice.
Yeah.
So I apologize. All right, go ahead. Final. Die cut.
Vinyl's dope. Celebrate vinyl. If for no other reason than, the physical connection to the music, I think is, I don't know if that'll ever go away for people.
And that's just it. You know, I went for many years, literal decades, without records, and I just got a turntable again. And suddenly this is really important and exciting to me. And it is that physical connection. It's the holding it, it's the playing it, it's the, I'm going to commit to 20 minutes at a time to this one band. I'm not going to bounce around like I do when I listen on my playlist online. I'm just going to, this is it. I'm in for 20 minutes, a throw. And I love it. I love displaying it. I love everything about it.
That's it. That's become ritual for a lot of people, is to, set up the jacket, explore the sleeves a little bit. And you're right, like the captive environment of listening to vinyl, I feel like puts you in a much more engaged mindset where it, because to your point, it's like 20 minutes and you got to flip the record or else it's going to sit there and spin on the inner groove and just wear out your needle. So you got to be there you have to be there for it.
Well, I'm at a point now. Back in the day, I donated every record I had, and I had literal thousands of records, and I donated them to the ALS Foundation. They did a thing called the Mammoth Music Mart, where they would take music donations and they'd sell them. They came to my apartment. They took away crates of records, and at the time, 20 years ago, records were done. Like, no one gave a shit about records. The manufacturing plants all shut down. Mm-hmm. And here we are 20 years later, and I wish I hadn't done that. I'm glad I did. It was for charity. But now I'm trying to, buy back the stuff I gave away back in the day. Because I'm like, oh, wait, this is exciting again.
It is.
And what was I doing? I gave away physical music.
It's something I don't think that anybody could have foreseen. No
way.
Dying of physical media was obvious. That we could see that coming. But the resurgence of vinyl there isn't a need for it. There's it's the first thing that's been just consumer driven. I don't even necessarily think that it's necessarily driven by nostalgia. I think it's just the fact that we've had this period of time where we haven't had this tangible anchor to experience music with, right?
Right.
Because you come from the time, same as myself, when I would commit to spending $16 on a record when it come out from a band that I listened to, even if I hated it, I had to stick with it because I just blew all the money
That's
I had on it.
so true.
So I was going to find some meaning. I'd sit there and read through the lyrics and listen to it and find things that I'd appreciate. And then almost all at once, it's like, oh, now this is my new favorite record. How'd that happen?
So are your lyrics on the vinyl version?
They're not in the jacket, but they'll be available digital for people to kind of go along with. It was an intentional choice not to print them.
Although they're on your SoundCloud. Or not SoundCloud, your Bandcamp.
They're on the SoundCloud, yeah. They play with the songs on the SoundCloud. It's not that we want to keep them, I just didn't print them with the record.
When you worked on the songs in Los Angeles, it really was to go there and kind of woodshed, right?
Yep.
And that was effective? Like, why couldn't you write the songs here?
I'd written songs here, but I think that there's something... I work from home, and there's that duality of, like, professional work, and then there's music, and there isn't really a time to shut off. So when you work from home and, yourself, like you're in the car, right, there's going to be an element of this being your studio that's always going to be attached to your time in the car. This is no longer like this freescape of, this isn't a blank slate anymore. There's utility here. So our house got to be that way, right? Like, so nowhere could I go where I wasn't reminded of all the things that I needed to get done that were unfinished, that were untethered, that were just... So we figured, let's spend some time in a place that we haven't, and in that time, I'm going to give myself this is my one goal, this is my reason for being here, this is the thing I have to work on. And I'd never done it that way before. It'd always been like, these are the things that aren't done, work on them until they're finished. So going to LA, I wanted that kind of like, no, there wasn't any existing influence. It was only what was here up in my head and, the music, the sound of the songs. So that was it, in a little snapshot in time.
Now, the other people in the band, when you bring these songs to them, is there a lot of back and forth, or are you kind of that almost like Billy Corgan autocrat, like here I am, I've come down from the mountain with my music?
Yeah. That's it. Like I'm the creator in the group, right? And so that the goal is to, and I know that you know this just in that creative process, but like nobody understands your crap as well as you do. So when it can't speak for itself, you have to kind of like reel it back in after you try to show someone something that isn't ready to speak for itself.
Right.
So my goal is to always get the song, the idea, the general impression to the point that I don't have to explain it, and then we collaborate. And that's been a fruitful thing. So like, go through and sequence the song out, program a general drum direction, and then be like, Jared, here's the general vibe. Take this and you go woodshed it and come back with variants on what's here, and that brings the human feel to it.
Woodshedding is a very Chicago thing. Mm-hmm. Very Chicago concept. Always has been.
Fortunately, we get 9 months of winter, so
exactly
it helps with that, and the winter beard.
I just started growing one. Do I look rugged?
You look rugged.
Thank you. You're very kind.
Must be making something.
That's exactly right. I'm working on a podcast, actually. All right, so Hidden Hospitals. By the time this podcast hits, the album will be available, and they can go to hiddenhospitals.com. They can find you on Bandcamp. They can find you on Facebook. Hopefully they've seen you at Burlington by the time they hear this podcast.
Hope so.
And hopefully we'll see you a lot. I mean, are you touring this summer? Will we be able to see you again?
Yeah, absolutely. We're actually playing Do Division also, which is...
Oh, great.
We're looking forward to. We're playing the middle date. I think it's the 2nd of June. And
I think you guys you have the right sound at the right time. It seems like, from what I've heard so far of Liars, it's awesome. Like it's totally in pocket.
Thank you. We're stoked to get it. It's weird, like releasing a record. There's a lot of weight to lift from your shoulders.
I bet. And
coming into a summertime and being here for it instead of being like we've just packed up to leave. Really looking forward to at least a little bit of summer in Chicago. Like, these are rare for us.
Right on. Well, Hidden Hospitals, love the band. I'm so glad you did this. I'm so glad you turned me on to this food. And I'm so glad you were able to do this last minute. It's not that you were second choice. It was all about timing. And long overdue, truthfully.
Very happy to be here. In front of Quesadilla.
In front of Quesadilla.